So today I want to talk about deep recovery. Now, this is a topic that's not talked about a lot when it comes to training and high performance and athletes. Typically when we talk about recovery, we talk about the superficial things. And that doesn't mean that these things are insignificant, but cold plunges, sauna, eating well, sleep, lifestyle things, lifestyle factors. These are all really important key pillars to improving your recovery. You do these things right, they'll take you a long way. And so they're absolutely not insignificant. But they're not the only thing that will contribute to your recovery. And I wanted to talk about something a little bit deeper here. So obviously as an athlete, you've got a finite ability to train. And maybe the thing that limits your progression is the amount that you can train and the amount of stress that you can put yourself under and still recover from. If you think about recovery like this, you got that like a big iceberg, I guess. You can say what we typically talk about when we're talking about recovery at the tip of that iceberg is those superficial things, lifestyle changes you could make, trying to get as much sleep as possible, trying to eat as well as you possibly can, foam rolling, all those kinds of things. Beneath that, we've got other things which we do start to talk about a little bit more with our training, and that's, I guess you could say, the other sides of life contributing to our ability to recover. And that's the other stresses that are going on. So it could be relationship stress, it could be financial stress, work stress, whatever, family stress, all this kind of stuff. Again, not insignificant, and having trouble there and having excess stress there is definitely going to inhibit your ability to train. The other thing is you can't compartmentalize any of this stress. You can't just say, okay, well, I'm going to devote 30% of my recovery ability to training, 30% to work, 30% to family, or whatever it is. It's like you can think about it like that, but that is not how your body deals with things at all. Your body just, whatever happens to your body, it is intelligent enough to make a decision of what is a priority to recover from here. And you might have ideas about how important your training is, and so you want to divert a lot of recovery ability and recovery capacity to your training and all of that, and how important that is to you. But your body doesn't really care what you think is important. It's going to do what it knows is most important for the survival of the organism that you are. So this is where I wanted to talk about the next layer, right at the bottom of the iceberg of contributors to your ability to recover. And this is deep recovery, and this is recovering from the stress and damage that you've accumulated over the life that you've lived, which also contributes to your total stress capacity and your ability to recover. So what I mean by this is if you've got a lot of stress and damage, you've lived a hard life, or you've had a lot of damaging things go on and you haven't learnt how to process that properly, then you will find that it accumulates in your body. And if you think about, say you've got this amount of, volume of capacity that you could, of stress that you could recover from, if you've got a lot of accumulated stress in your life, it'll fill up that bottom part, right? So we can think about it accumulating kind of like this. And we've got, right, deep recovery, the stress of life that we haven't recovered from, that we haven't moved on from, and that we haven't cleared from our body. Then we've got work, family, relationships. Underneath that, what current stresses are going on. And then we've got superficial things. Are we eating right? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we training correctly? All those things, right? And obviously, everything down here contributes as we go up, right? So if we've got a lot of pain and damage inside us that we haven't, if we have a lot of pain and damage inside us that we haven't recovered from, this pain will be guiding actions in our life, which will be influencing the decisions we make, work, financial, relationship, and it will also influence our ability to sleep, our ability to choose wisely when it comes to eating, our ability to make good decisions in training and be able to train calmly, not train emotionally and reactively to the sensations of training in our body. This is like a really crucial part of recovery, which is not really talked about. And really it comes down to, I guess you could say, healing trauma or healing damage that's occurred in the body, or that's stored in the body, so that we can essentially free up all of that stress capacity that we should have, and we just live in the moment and just deal with things as they happen, rather than take stuff from the past into everything that we do with our training. When we talk about deep recovery in athletes, there's probably a lot of athletes out there that are doing their best and they're training well, they're doing as best they can with their eating, and they're trying to sleep as much as possible. They're trying to manage things in their life so that they don't cause excess stress. But at the end of the day, you still might be feeling like, I just feel like I could get more out of myself, but I'm wound up, or I feel off all the time, or the training's not quite getting there, or who knows. A lot of this comes down to that you probably got a lot of stuff just stored in your body that you haven't processed fully, and that you're dragging with you through all of your training. And so, yeah, this stress that you store in your body can be very, very significant in terms of, obviously, the way that it affects your decisions day to day, which will affect your training at that kind of more superficial level. But also the fact that you just have a lot of stress in your body that your body's trying to recover from all the time, but that maybe you just won't let it because you don't understand how that actually happens. And so this is what I wanted to talk about next. How can you work on that recovery at a far deeper level? How can you start to clear that shit from the past which slows you down in your training? The first thing to know is that the body will process damage automatically. This is actually not something where you need to do anything. This is maybe where one of the misconceptions about recovery that comes in is that, like, it's active recovery, or I get on the foam roller, or I have a stretch, and all these kind of things that'll improve my recovery. But really, recovery is just the body recovering from life as it automatically would. Say you got some kind of physical injury or wound, you don't put any conscious effort into recovering from a broken bone, or into recovering from a cut or a bruise or something like that, or even an illness. You can try, but usually you're just putting in effort and not getting yourself anywhere, when what the process of healing is automatic. The body just does it by itself. And so when we think about that, we're like, what might be holding us back from the body doing its own thing and the body recovering naturally from the training that we've done or from the life that we've lived? The answer is quite simple, and it's really that we just think we know better. And we think, oh, this is the way I need to live that will heal this thing, or this is the way I need to feel. Or I need to feel this way. If I feel this way, then I'll be better, and all this kind of stuff. We stop the body from operating as it normally should just by inhibiting our feelings, or inhibiting the sensations that are coming up from the body that are indicating that the body is doing what it needs to do. So this looks like you might be stressed and anxious about all kinds of things related to your athletic life. You might find that you're just going through your life, like going to training every day, all this kinds of stuff, and you feel all these weird sensations and having these experiences and states, and you're anxious, or you're afraid, or you're depressed, or you're sad, or whatever, and it's not really related to what you're going through right now, but you feel all these things, and you'll tell yourself, well, I shouldn't feel this way. These feelings are holding me back. Feeling this way, feeling depressed and sad, is what's making me perform worse at my sport. What's making you feel so bad and fail to move through these states of sadness or anxiety or depression is the fact that you don't want to feel these states, and that they're so distressing to you, and that you react to them by trying to change yourself or change the world around you so that you don't have to feel this way anymore. You're putting all this effort in to inhibiting your body from recovering how it naturally wants to. So that's really the solution to this when we talk about, okay, we want to improve our recovery capacity and our ability to just handle the training that we're going through and handle the life that we're living. In the end, it's all the same. You don't compartmentalize stress, you just recover. Your body just automatically recovers from it all. And so the training of stress and the training of life, the stress of training and the stress of life are not different things. They're the exact same. And the good thing is that you recover from them the exact same. So if you're sore from training, just feel the soreness. Don't think, oh, this is so bad, like I can't be sore, I need to go and get in the ice bath. Or, okay, I've done a massive week of training and now I feel super down and kind of, grumpy at the end of the week because I'm so fatigued. It's like, instead of saying, oh, I should feel better, I should feel different, which is reacting to it and inhibiting your body moving through that stress, you can just feel it. Just be the way that you are. And when you can just be the way that you are, you just let the body start to work by itself in the natural way that it heals from things to clear all that stuff out of you, all of that stress out of you. And so that'll obviously make a difference on the day-to-day level, but you have to also put in time outside of your training where you are deliberately inactive. This can look like meditation, I guess, but really you just have to sit or lie or whatever, be very, very, very still and start to feel these sensations coming up. And so if you're just lying still in your bed or something, there's nothing happening to you, right? So any pain or discomfort that comes up when you just lie there still for an hour or two is not related to what's happening to you right now, and it's not harm that's happening to you right now. So you don't need to be afraid of it. But it is harm that has happened to you before and is starting to come out of you. And so this is a really good thing to feel this type of pain. This is that deep recovery. And it's not something that you can do while you're just sleeping. You think, okay, well, I just need to sleep. I just need to lie and be still. It's like, no, you have to actually feel what's happening to you, because part of what's happening when you're feeling this discomfort and this distress from the past is that you're actually starting to become aware of it. You're actually starting to understand what's happened to you and how you've harmed yourself or how you've been harmed. And that's really important, obviously, for avoiding that harm in the future. If we don't know that, if we don't connect to that pain, if we don't feel that pain, we'd just be an idiot. We'd just hurt ourselves all the time. And so we'd train too hard. We would make bad decisions in life that leave us feeling shitty. We'd hurt people around us and we hurt ourselves without even knowing. You won't like this pain, but it doesn't really matter. And you can keep putting in effort to avoid feeling this pain, but at the end of the day, you will have to feel it. There is no way around it. You can avoid it your whole life, actually, in the end. But the problem is, like I said, you hold this pain and this damage inside you, it stays there. And if you don't heal it, you'll keep making those bad decisions, you'll keep hurting yourself, and eventually it will catch up to you and you'll get ill or injured or whatever. I think that kind of covers it when we talk about deep recovery. You want to think about the things that are contributing to your recovery from the bottom up. Really, until you deal with those deep pains and stresses in your body, until you deal with that damage in your body, all of those other things will continue to be influenced by that damage. If you really want to make lasting decisions, you have to deal with things at the source, the original source in your body, which are those deep things that are influencing all the decisions above. So if you want to improve your training, improve your recovery, your ability to train and recover from your training, get in touch with that pain that's deep inside you, that's filling up your stress capacity and taking away from your ability to recover. If you can heal all of that, and it will take you a long time, it might take you a long time, it'll take you a while, but if you can heal all of that pain underneath, deep in your body, that you kind of know is there, but you're not fully in touch with, if you can feel all of that, and if you can heal that, you'll find you've got so much more room and so much more space and energy to put into your training. If you're interested in doing some coaching with me to try and work on healing some of that stress and pain caused inside, just check out the links below where you can get in contact with me, and I hope to talk to you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be putting out more videos like this hopefully every week or every 2 weeks or something. Thanks.